Welcome back to Supervised Ministry 301. Today, we explore the subject of theological reflection. Rooted in a tradition of deep contemplation and inquiry, theological reflection is a process that invites us to see God in the complexities of life. Whether you are a seasoned theologian or someone new to the concept, this presentation has as its objective to shed light on the significance of theological reflection, its guiding principles, and how it serves as an important tool in deepening our understanding of our faith and how we can help other people. What should you expect to learn in this presentation? You will learn an understanding of theological reflection. Occasionally, I will abbreviate theological reflection with TR. You will understand the importance of theological reflection. We will examine the importance of experiencing ministry, rather than just reading about it, experiencing ministry. The role of experience in theological reflection. Several questions that relate to theological reflection. A reflection process in graphic form will be presented at the end of the presentation. What is theological reflection? The term theological reflection has come into prominence over the last 30 years in a variety of settings. Let me just simply mention some of those settings. Churches and religious institutions use theological reflection as a fundamental and foundational part of religious education and training. The clergy, theologians, and religious educators often engage in theological reflection to deepen their understanding of practical ministry. Academic institutions also use this process. Theological reflection is a significant component of theology and religious studies programs in universities and seminaries. Students and scholars critically analyze biblical texts and practical ministry to gain a deeper understanding of their ability to perform ministry. Another area where theological reflection is often utilized is in pastoral care and counseling settings. Pastors, chaplains, counselors, professional counselors may engage in theological reflection to provide spiritual guidance and support to individuals who are facing challenges, grief, or a crisis situation. And then the last setting that I will mention where theological reflection is used is in ethical decision-making forums. The process is relevant in these forums where individuals or groups deliberate on ethical issues from a moral standpoint. This could include bioethics discussions, debates on social justice, and other forums where ethical considerations are examined through a theological lens. Analyzing theological reflection involves a thoughtful and systematic examination of your thoughts, beliefs, and experiences in light of theological principles and relevant biblical passages. What is the role of experience in ministry? Experience, as you know, is a great teacher. Unfortunately, the School of Hard Knocks provides a great education, but the school colors are black and blue. I'm sure you can attest to that. Experience does not exceed the Bible. When your experience and the Bible come into conflict, your experience is always wrong, and the Bible is always right. We've been given a book that distills experience for us. That book is the Bible. We need to reflect on our experiences to grow. Now, what about experience? Is it overrated? Well, perhaps this statement will help us know. Someone can have 12 years of ministry experience or 1 year of ministry experience repeated 12 times. Which would you rather have? Why should we focus on theological reflection? Well, the purpose of theological reflection is to identify and analyze a significant event and process the event from a biblical perspective. Why? Well, in order to bring about character development and spiritual integration. Now we come to some theological reflection questions. I want to raise some questions that will help you in the process of learning to think with theological reflection. Using the tools I'm learning in Bible college classes, I want to dig deeper into the scripture passage, the story, or an image that comes to my mind in the ministry situation. Does this study confirm, deepen, enrich, or challenge my initial thinking? Remember that theological reflection is an ongoing process, and your understanding may evolve over time. Stay open to learning, engage in dialogue with others, and continue to deepen your theological insight through study and reflection. Here is another theological question. Using what I have learned from my courses in Christian history or systematic theology, are there specific theologians that come to mind that spoke about this? Are there any similar situations in the church in ages past? What different positions have Christians taken on these issues? What have different faith traditions said about this issue? On this slide, we continue theological reflection questions that will help you learn to think theologically. What may science, psychology, family systems theory, pastoral ministry, philosophy, spirituality, or other disciplines, what do they have to say about my experience? Can you draw on your personal religious experiences or those of your church or tradition to enhance your reflection? When I take the time to deeply contemplate this event, consider my response, and reflect on my initial religious insights, or when I spend time in prayer about it or share it in conversation with another person, do I gain a deeper understanding of the situation? On this slide, you will see a reflection process presented to you in a graphic form. Some people can see the theological reflection process much better in this way. At the very top, you will see the word action, and in parentheses, you will see the word old self. Perhaps that's the way that you typically do ministry. You operate out of your limited understanding and limited experience. It's your old self. Now we move to this circle, reflection and analysis. This sphere reminds us that after the ministry experience has taken place, we need to stop and we need to reflect on what we have just done and analyze and process that event so that we can make improvements on our efforts in the future. That leads us to insight. Insight is a very important part of theological reflection. It means that after theological reflection has taken place and you've analyzed the situation or event, you've gained new insight or new understanding of how ministry might be more effectively provided. Then we move to this red circle. It's called decision. Here, you begin to make a decision, and that decision is to approach a similar situation in a different and improved way the next time that you face that type of ministry situation. The decision might be to use a new approach that you gained through reflection. It could be that those decisions will guide your ministry well into the future. So after you've made a decision, then you act. It's referred to as the new self, as you see in parentheses here. This is the place where you are improving your ministry for the future, and your place of service of the Lord will be increased in its efficiency and its effectiveness. This is a place where you're not working out of your own limited understanding and limited experience, but you're tapping into a process where you have improved what you provide in terms of ministry. As we wrap up our discussion on theological reflection, it's important to remember that this practice isn't just for academics. It's a valuable tool for every minister. By reflecting theologically, we can connect the sacred and the secular in order to help others find meaning and purpose in life. I hope that you will keep this tool in mind as you continue to minister to others. This is the end of the presentation.